Always good to come back off a win, especially another road win. And we got a big week ahead of us with the two California teams. They both are really good. And, just to play, at least to me right now with Stanford, one of the best backcourts in the conference right now with the Corey and then Dent Smith, who comes off the bench, who's averaging 20 in the last 3 games. It's a great challenge and a great test for us to see where we've grown and see where we are. And, a big part of it is being at home. And I thought the last Florida State game and the last couple of games we had good energy, a good environment, and it felt like a home court and a home court advantage. So I'm excited to see what these 2 games can be like and look like for us. And so anybody, students, fans, everybody, we need everybody because it's a big week.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
No, I don't think any team mirrors us as much as Stanford. We both go up tempo.
Yep.
Like to score in the 80s.
Yep.
Get it up and down.
Yep.
And, the will that we show and the will of it. The North Carolina games just unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Down 14, we're 50 minutes left.
Yep.
And you go up and keep banging, never give up, never give up. And Dan Smith hits the 3
Mhm.
ahead with a minute left.
Yep.
Held on and made all the free throws down the stretch.
Yep.
That's us.
Yeah.
The will and the relentless. The defense.
It is, and then they have a guard who's as good of a closer as anybody. He's one of those guards that can beat you by yourself. He's as I like to call it, the head of the snake. So as he goes, they go. And he is a big test for us and just moving forward with what we need to do with being able to contain somebody that's that caliber. So I'm excited about it.
I want to ask you a follow-up on him. How is it that he was so
Yeah.
overlooked? I mean, you were on the recruiting trail. How is it that, excuse me, all the experts had him at ranked 250th, and he had no offers other than a couple of Ivies? What happened there?
One is regionally based. He's from New Hampshire. But he played at a big-time high school. He played at Brewster. They played. So people who watched him knew, oh, man, he's a good player. Now, did I expect this from him? No, absolutely not. But sometimes it's just going to the right environment, going to the right place at the right time, and being somewhere where you can grow and develop as a freshman with ultra confidence from your staff and everything. And so you're just seeing the benefit of it. And just him being put in situations and the situations they put him in fit. So I just think I don't know if he would be who he is. He's really good if he didn't go to Stanford, and I think they did a good job of evaluating him, finding him, and putting him in the right situations.
What does he do that makes him so good, and has his game changed from when you were seeing him on the recruiting trail?
No, he's always done, he's always had great speed. He's had great burst. I think the one thing that he's done now, which is changes everything, is his just ability to get fouled and to create so much pressure on the rim with his size because he's not 6'4", he's not 6'5", he's about 6'1" maybe. And so just his burst and ability to create fouls and generate fouls and get downhill and make plays for others and do everything, to be honest with you, is very impressive.
Coach, it seems like this year more than most years, you see freshmen, and Sheldon's one of them, who are not just instant impact guys, but are legit, first, second options on tournament teams.
Yep.
Do you have any, take on why this year more than others you see just this treasure trove of really, really good freshmen?
I think this class was really good to start with. This class was always really good. If you look back, even you get a guy like Cooper Flagg who reclassified, he's supposed to be in this class. So this class was going to be phenomenal because I've been watching them for a while. So you knew the guys with the DeBansas and the Koa Peets and the Boozers and Shelton and all these, you knew they could have impact. And a big part of it for me is physically. You look at them physically, they can play in the games right away. And then that talent level as a freshman, because they just are still pure in the sense of they haven't been jaded by the game of college and the coaching that goes into it, that they just are still playing off their talent. And if you put the right pieces around them, it works out. So I'm not overly impressed because I knew it was coming because these guys are high end, like a Darren Peterson and Caleb Wilson. These are pros. You know what I mean? But this, for them to spread out and go different places, I think is what's been impressive. So, you have a kid at BYU, North Carolina, Duke, Miami, Stanford, Kansas. They're all over the country. UConn says great freshmen. So it just makes college basketball just even more exciting to watch.
Speaking of freshmen, Dante, your other freshman,
Mm-hmm.
can you talk, I know you talked about him being a winner.
Yep.
We always talk about that.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit more in detail about what is it that he does? And for example, the other day when he started, he didn't score, but the team went up to a 9-0 start. It seemed like he had a big impact
Yep.
in the opening of the game. What is it exactly that he brings?
He's a connector, and Dante's impact, sometimes he'll score, but his impact is always felt because he cares about winning. He always is looking to find and make the right plays. And when he's in the game and when he's out there, he always gets the ball where it needs to get. And then on the defensive end, he just competes with everybody and anyone. And you need some of those guys on the team who just are connecting players and can build the pieces together. So that way, Trey can be Trey and Sheldon can be Sheldon and Malik and True and all those guys can kind of be themselves when you have those connectors. And Dante's one of our best ones at doing that.
As the son of a coach yourself,
Yep.
when you look at him, do you see son of coach when you look at how he plays?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can tell he's been taught the right way of just how to play the game. But you also know, being the son of a coach, some of the mental stuff that comes with it too. And just being able to talk to him and know, even without him saying anything or even thinking, I know what he's going through. So just having that ability to relate to him and draw on that relationship and draw on that connection for us just tightens our bond. But, just watching him, you can understand he grew up around the game.
Coach, to piggyback off that, you had Dante start, but Trey was coming off the bench. Was
Yep.
it just to try and spark the team when y'all were going through your little 2-game skid?
Yeah, it is, and I might try something different this game. It's just I need to find a way to get our rotations right where I don't feel like we're taking a little bit of a halt or a dive at parts in the game where my substitution patterns are a little thrown off, and I think the way to do it right now is I have to take somebody out the starting lineup and bring them off the bench. Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? No. Because everybody will usually end up playing their own minutes. It's just getting over the fact that I'm not getting my name called. But it doesn't have an impact on the game or on how you should perform or what should be done. I think I may try something different this game, see how the lineup goes. But I thought the spark off the bench was a little bit of a boost and a help. And we got off to a good start, which helped as well. And then in the middle segment of the half, we were able to get another jump and another boost where we took a little bit of a lead. And so just finding ways for us to just sustain a 40-minute game is my whole goal.
You mentioned after the FSU game that you wanted to see less hesitancy.
Yep, I got you. I knew what you were saying.
Yeah, from your offense.
Yep.
From what you saw in the Clemson FSU game, just with that in mind, what did you think of the execution offensively in the Syracuse game?
It was there. It was better. I'll say it was better. It was not up to the standard and where we need to be. But, I say that and we score 86 points, but I still think we're missing just the constant flow of where we're still getting a little bit too stagnant at times. And just trying to eliminate this stagnant, because I think the pace, the movement, and the precision will eliminate coverages. So it doesn't matter what people do. If we're moving at the right pace and we know what we're looking for and how we're trying to execute, we can get whatever we want. Now, if the ball moves and this person holds it and dribbles and jabs, and now we're playing slow, and now they can load the paint and pack the paint and do all this other stuff. Like, we got to understand who we are and how we are going to win and how we're going to be good.
When you say stagnancy, are you referring more to the pace of ball movement or more like what the off-ball players would do?
It's both. Everybody's kind of in unison, so a big part of it is just, the ball being reversed from one side to the other and not being on one side of the court for 10, 12 seconds. We got to shift the defense and get them to move to open up everything. If we just let people sit in the paint and just lay on us, then we're easy to guard. Anybody's easy to guard when they do that. So just understanding that and getting the guys to just play to the speed and with the aggression that's needed. I think if we do that, we'll be fine.
Aguilar's like 430 from the three
Yeah.
conference game.
Yep.
Do you have any special?
He's, I've watched him play for a long time. Him being a Texas kid, he played with another really good person that I recruited, Anthony Black. same high school, so I've gotten real familiar with him. You know, the hardest thing with shooters is just trying to eliminate as many clean looks as possible. And now, you know, he is the benefit, along with Gaylor and Dent Smith, of Okoro and his ability to get in the paint and playing off the ball screen. Exactly. And so it leads to a three. So it's all going to start with our job to guard the pick and roll and our job of keeping the ball out the paint, of how we're going to be able to eliminate the three.
The
Timo?
ni- oh, go ahead.
Timo gave us big minutes. He gave us big minutes at Syracuse. In that second half, we had a big stretch when he was in the game. He made 2 threes, but also he just made some timely plays of getting the ball where it needed to be at the right time. And those little things are huge because all our games, they're in the margins. You know what I mean? All our games are 1-2 possession games. And those margins are big.
I want to ask about the 9 o'clock start. How does that affect anything? Do you do anything different in preparation as far as what you're doing the day leading up or anything?
Yep.
Or-
No, we'll stick to what we normally do. You know, we normally come back at night around 8 o'clock and do kind of film and walk through at night after practice and stuff. So we'll stay consistent with that. And then we'll be ready. It makes the game day longer. But we'll just kind of push everything back and operate business as normal.
In your history, I know with Duke, they play a lot of night
Yep.
games too. Do you notice any difference in the way teams play at 9 versus 7?
No, I know we don't play good early, so hopefully we play good late. So hopefully we got night owls on our team that are able to come out and compete. But my thing always, when you play 9 o'clock, that means you're prime time. You know, you're the second game. That's the game you want to be. You want to be the 9 o'clock game. You don't want to be the 6 o'clock. If you're Central, you want to be the 8 or 9 o'clock game. That means everybody's home, dinner's over, and they're watching you. So that's what you want to be.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
Good luck.
Thank you.